Okay, you guys all know now that I have Asperger's. Um, I wanted to take a little time to talk about, um, the world that, most Asperger's people and autistic people have. Um, they have their own little separate world that's disconnected from, uh, reality. And I just wanted to take a little time to talk about my personal one. Um, each person with Asperger's accesses theirs differently, so, um, you know, it's individual to each person. Mine, uh, I get to mine usually by, playing my guitar, watching a really, cool movie, writing my story, anything creative, really. Um, now, see, my world is a place for just me. And when I try to include somebody else in my world, as long as they do whatever I say and go with the flow, it's okay. But as soon as something happens to disturb the flow, I freak out. I get really, really anxious, and I just go nuts. The flow of things can't be disturbed in my world, or I just go nuts. And the problem with that is, makes it kind of hard to do things. Very simple things can disturb the flow of the whole world that I live in. And it makes me snap into reality too quick. And I don't like that. Most people with any form of autism really don't like anything sudden. And it shifts me into the real reality and not my own. And it's just incredibly difficult to deal with. It's like I'm not a part of the real world to me when I'm in my own world, Like, I know I still exist in the real world, everybody perceives it that way, but when I'm in my own world, I might as well not, because I'm so focused on being in that when something comes along to disturb it, I freak out. I get really anxious, and I usually tend to lose my temper for whatever reason. Just, my world is just very complicated, and it's really hard for me to describe, but like I said, for the most part, it's just me doing those creative things. I get into my own separate little world, so I don't... It's not so I don't have to face the reality of anything, but ever since I was a kid, it's just... that world has always been there. And it seems the older I get, because I haven't had any treatment and don't have any money to get any treatment, it seems the older I get, the further and further away those two worlds become. Reality and my world start separating further and further and further and further. And eventually I'm scared that I'm not going to have any concept of the outside world's reality. I'm only going to have a concept of my own reality, and that's not good. To a point, I already kind of feel like that. It's just very difficult to to even explain anything about this. It's just... yeah, that's what I feel about my world. It's very hard to come back to the real world that everybody else lives in, you know. And it is very disconnected from my world. The real world is. It's just... I don't know how to deal with it. I was never taught or told or anything. And like I said, the money issue, I don't know what I'm supposed to do something about it. But my world is my world, and you can't do anything to change that. It's gonna be that way, and I just want the distance of the gap to get smaller, not bigger.